Hey there, and welcome to the Happy Wife Mentor Podcast. I'm your host, Jenny Grimion, certified coach, podcaster, mom of 3, and happy wife of 19 years. I help busy women in their 40s get their spark back in their marriages without any effort from their husbands. If you're ready to get happy and get the love and connection back that you desire, then you're in the right place. Here, I'll share tips and strategies that helped me go from meh in my marriage to thriving and more connected than ever before. Are you ready, friend? Grab a LaCroix and let's get started. Hey, welcome back to the show. Thank you for joining me here again. Today we have a juicy one for you ladies. If you're feeling resentful because it's deer season or it's duck season and you know what that means, your husband is going to be gone a lot, then this episode is for you. Grab a chair, a cup of coffee, a LaCroix, and let's dive in. I know for me, this was a really hot topic for many years. We're in the South, and I have a husband who hunts and fishes anything that he can. He loves all things outdoors. We live in Louisiana, which is sportsman's paradise. So he does all the things. And a few years back, he took up deer hunting, which happens in Mississippi. If you're not married to a deer hunter, then you may not understand. But if you are, then you totally get me with where I'm going here. First of all, I didn't marry a deer hunter. He did not deer hunt when we first got married. If I'm honest, I specifically chose someone who did not deer hunt because I had seen a friend divorce her husband literally. They were married for like a year and he was literally gone all the time deer hunting. And I was like, oh, that is terrible. I could never do that. I surely do not want to marry any man that deer hunts. So mine did not when I met him. But about 8 years ago, I think it was, he did take up the hobby. When you have a deer hunter in the household, then you know they are very serious about their deer hunting and they're gone a lot on the weekends. And, if they have a job that allows them to be gone during the week, then they're doing that as well because they track the deer. Not only things going on during the season, but throughout the year to prepare for the season, they've got to go and prep the fields and clean the stands out and get everything ready. It's a big process, okay? I really want to talk to you ladies who are feeling some resentment right now, this time of year. First of all, I want you to know I see you, I hear you, I totally get it, and I've totally been there, and I've just really grown and done some things over the years to really help out with this situation. I know there were just so many years when I was just mad. I was mad. I was like, I'm here taking care of these kids and handling all these things. On top of the hunting, my husband travels for work. You're over here traveling for work. You're getting home on a Thursday and you're like, yeah, bye. I'm hunting all weekend. I was just mad about it. And it caused a lot of friction. Like we talked about on this show before, when you're mad about it all the time, you become kind of like a porcupine. And husbands and men don't want to be around porcupines. So what do? They stay gone longer. And there were times when I would get the phone calls like, you know what? I think I'm just going to sleep here tonight and I'll be home tomorrow. And I'm thinking, are you kidding me? You've been gone all weekend and you are calling to tell me you are going to stay another night? What in the world is going on here? I just couldn't understand. And I was just so hurt and mad by it all. If that's your situation, I totally see you and I hear you and I hope this helps. I have 3 tips for you today. My first tip is resentment about this situation typically means there's a desire that you're not getting met for yourself. If you find yourself angry and mad all the time that he is gone all weekend, well, could it possibly be that you're mad and angry about that because you haven't had a weekend away in a very long time? Maybe you feel guilty for taking time off because you're a stay-at-home mom and you feel like maybe there's not the money there, or maybe I just feel guilty because I have to take care of all these kids. Whatever it is, I want you to know, I understand, I hear you, but I also want you to know that a lot of those things are just excuses. Part of turning around the energy and shifting things in this situation is you have to take accountability and really sit down and think about, what do you want? Is it that you need and want a weekend with your friends? Maybe you haven't had that. Maybe you need to hire a sitter one weekend while he's gone. Maybe when you want to go do something and you go as well. Maybe it's that you say to him, hey, I would really love to go to a hotel for 2 nights. It could be even in your same city, but you just want to get away by yourself and maybe a creative project that you've been thinking about, dreaming about, but you just really haven't had the time to yourself to sit down and put ideas out on paper or take your laptop and make plans, get on ChatGPT and go figure out your whole business model. We can do that these days, right? Chat does a lot of things, but whatever it is, maybe it just means that you want to go. So is it that you're just jealous? Maybe there's some jealousy. The resentment is coming because you're noticing he's really taking this time for himself and he's doing this hobby that he loves so much. Maybe it's that you feel like, I don't get to do that. Well, why do we not get to do that? The easy way to be is to blame our husbands for that. When in reality, we do have a lot more agency and control over what we need and what we want than we think. So really take that time to sit down and think about what you want. The second thing would be to learn how to be vulnerable. And I know that's a difficult one, to not only, number one, ask for what you want, but also to state your limits and what you can handle and what you can't. And so the ways we do that is whenever you come up with what you would really like, maybe it's a weekend away, like I said, or maybe it's just a day away, maybe it's hiring a sitter. Well, then the way to communicate that to your husband is, hey, I would love to get a sitter next weekend while you're gone and just have some time to myself on Saturday to go shop with my mom or go shop with my friend. Or I would really love a weekend away with my friends. It's been a while and I would really love that. And start planning it. That's how you do that. And then the way that we honor our limits is maybe there's an I can't that needs to take place. A way to be vulnerable with what you can handle is, let's just say your husband is leaving for the weekend and you've got 3 kids in 3 different sports. He's going hunting and you are somehow thinking that you're going to be at 3 different tournaments in 3 different areas. One's in soccer, one's got softball, and one's got a cheer competition. Maybe there's an I can't there. Like, I can't and I need some help. Being vulnerable. Again, it's not rolling your eyes, slamming the door, and just like being mad about the fact that he's going hunting. It's communicating your limits. I can't do that. You need help, right? Because none of us are superwoman. And that's, again, a fast track to burn out and just make us angry, is to try to handle everything ourselves. So maybe there is an I can't in there. And yes, of course you can. We like to think sometimes that we're superwoman, but in reality, the best way to communicate that to your husband, if you feel like there are some expectations that are piling up on you that you just physically just can't handle or just feels like too much, it's, I can't be in 3 places at once and I need some help. And then figure out how to get some help. Maybe you need to let one of the children go with the team and you not go. Or maybe you need to hire someone that needs to come along. Maybe it's a sitter for a younger child. Whatever that looks like, think about what help do you need and just make it happen. The third tip that I have for you today to make things easier and to shift the energy with the resentment is to really sit down and write out a gratitude list and appreciate the things that your husband does do for the family. If your husband's like mine, he is a great provider. I know for my husband, hunting is his mental break. It's how he decompresses. It's how he recharges to be able to go and do the job that he does every day for our family. I have a lot of freedom that my husband doesn't have. I have freedom during the weeks. Now, I've talked about this before on this show, but years ago, I figured out like my time between 8 and 3, those are my weekends. I'm a stay-at-home mom, but I also have businesses and I work from home, but it's flexible. So I had to realize that the time between 8 and 3 had to be for me, whether I want to work on my businesses, whether I want to do nothing. I used to think it was lazy to sit around and eat bonbons. I would make jokes about that. But if I want to do that now, that's what I do. I sure do. Maybe not eat bonbons, but I might watch some TV or put some YouTube on. I don't know, read an art book, whatever I want. That's my fun time, because at night and on the weekends is when my kids are around and that's when I'm in mom mode. So I started looking at that as, wow, that's my time to make myself happy. For him, the hunting is what he really enjoys and just really recharges him, like I said. So if I'm mad about it all the time, then it comes across as a complaint to him that I don't appreciate what he does for the family. And if I'm this porcupine and resentful and got a mad look on my face all the time, what is that communicating to our husbands, right? that we don't appreciate them, that we don't see them. We as women, so many times, we want to be seen and we want our husbands to understand our emotions and just really, honestly, kind of get more on a feminine level. But are we offering that to them? Because for my husband to understand that his hunting is his time to recharge and to decompress and really just makes him happy and able to handle everything he does carry for the family, then that's how he feels seen. And if I'm not offering that to him, then how can I expect him to offer me the things that I really need? I also want to add a disclaimer. I am not perfect about this. Sometimes I still can tend to get my feelings hurt around this topic, but I take my tools here, what I'm teaching you ladies with these 3 steps, and typically I can solve that feeling by one of these tips. Let's recap here. So the first tip is if you're feeling resentful, it typically means that there's something that you desire or you need and you're not getting it. You're not providing it for yourself. Sit down and figure out what that is. What is your desire that you need if you are finding you're resentful or jealous of him with something in this hunting department, right? Number 2, learn to ask in a way that inspires your husband for what you need, and also learn your limits and how to communicate that to him in a way that he'll understand. The first way to get what you need is to say, I would love. Men love to make us happy, so communicating what you need and want in that way is going to come across so much better than complaining about what you don't have. I cannot tell you how much more of a better result you'll get. And then also using the phrase, I can't. If there is a limit of something that you're feeling overwhelmed about and you can't or you need help, then that's how you're going to communicate that. And then the third tip was just to make a gratitude list. If you have to do this daily during hunting season, then that's what you do. But think of the things that he does do. What is he doing right? What does he do for the family? What are you so appreciative of? If you are a work from home mom and you have freedom that he doesn't have, well, let's be grateful for that, right? I know I'm so grateful for that. I think that turning your mind towards the things that you're grateful for is just so powerful. And it's been one of the most powerful tools for me to turn this resentment for me around into appreciation and understanding. I hope this helped you today. I hope this is a resource that you can use. Send this to your friends whose husbands hunt all the things like mine. And I hope this blesses you and blesses them. Thank you for listening. And I will see you again right here next week on the show. Take care. Bye-bye.
Hey girl, I hope this podcast episode blessed you today. If it helped you in any way, I would so appreciate it if you shared it with a friend. Sharing is caring, and it's the best way for you to support me in this work. I would also love to hear from you. You can DM me on Instagram at Jenny Grimion, and you can also join my free Facebook community at the Happy Wife Club with Jenny Grimion. So, go do something fun for yourself today, and I'll see you right back here next week.